All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our Monday night coverage. Tonight we're at the British Grand Prix at Silverstone for our F3 Series Division A race. It's Alan Paterson here in the booth, and joining me is our good mate Nick Hodgson. Nick, good evening. How are you, buddy? Yes. The pace tonight is really hot. I have to agree with you. Even from the qualifying, these guys were, high 46s, 45s even. Tonight's going to be a really, really quick race, that's for sure. Yes. Not too sure what the skip sessions is happening here. I don't know if Ryan's having a server issue. Are you seeing the same thing I'm seeing up there? Okay. There's only one car out at the moment. I think they're trying to end the unofficial practice and start the official qualifying. That's what I think it is. I don't know. I'm hoping Ryan will see this shortly. He is around somewhere. Hell, he's asking me if there's an issue. Sorry guys, I'll be with you shortly here. On the streams. Can you do me a favor? I'm going to give you an admin command. Alright. Yep. Yes. I agree. Nick, just ad lib a little bit there for me. I'm just catching up with what Ryan needs me to do here, buddy. Okay, I think we're there. Does that? Yes, it does. It does look good. YouTube's back. I think we've got it all right. Okay. Right, 14 minutes to go. Yes, we're good. Okay. Thanks, Nick. Why, Nick? Okay. Yep. Okay, so welcome to everyone else that's joined us on the YouTube channel. It is 21 people on board already. Welcome, Charles Randall, Sas van der Westhuizen, Black Widow Racing's there, Aaron Base, Barry Meyer, the man, Kieran, Peter Greyling, Jacques Milan. That kind of bugs me because according to me, your microphone's flat out. I don't even know where to look for it. I mean, I can hear you, and on my desktop audio you enabled and on. Active. Give us some more feedback, please, gents. Let us know if anything's improved there. 12 minutes done. We're still waiting for people to do some official laps. Nick, talk up. Yep. Okay, Nick, I'm trying to fix you up here. So there must be somewhere I can hear the cars. I'm not too sure, Nick. It doesn't even help you talking at the moment because it's just the cars and my voice coming over. It's well, if you turn the YouTube channel up, you can just hear the cars and me. We can't hear you at all, but your graphics are jumping when you're talking to the OBS software. So nothing's changed here that would stop your audio coming through. This has got to be something coming through. It's got to be something coming through Discord. Let me just. You could try, Nick. It won't hurt, my man. Just do a disconnect and come back, buddy. Alright, good. Sorry guys, strange little glitch we picked up here with Nick's audio. According to my OBS software and what I can hear in my ear from his Discord channel, he is there, but it doesn't seem to be pushing through. Just going to try and find help from Ryan if he's around. Okay, Nick, if you can just watch the YouTube, there's Ryan. Good evening, Ryan. No, we can hear you. I can hear you fine. I just want to turn the YouTube channel on and see if we can hear you there. No, it's me, yeah. And there's no change being done here at all, so... yeah, yep, that's why I was kind of messaging you. Maybe it's something that's I've been fiddling with in Discord, or that I need to make sure is on, but everything looks normal. And okay. Okay, so I'm in OBS. Let me try and find this somewhere. Audio, desktop audio is default, desktop audio, that's disabled. I don't know if that's default. So apply. Nick, talk a little bit, see if there's anything there.
Hello. Hello everyone. I hope you all can hear me right now.
Any response on YouTube?
I've asked them if because they said we can only hear you, Alan. So I asked.
Nick's going through on YouTube.
Oh, am I? That's good news.
And so myself. So hello, cool. It sounds like it's working now.
Okay, off you go.
Wonderful.
Enjoy, guys.
Cheers, man.
And everyone else on the stream, have a good race. Ciao for now.
Ciao, ciao.
Thanks, Ryan. Cheers, man. Hey, I'm back. I'm back, guys. You can't keep me down.
Okay.
Can't get rid of me that easily.
I needed to have 3 icons here, and I somehow lost one. I think this was in my attempts to help Kieran with his Discord channel, so welcome, Nick.
You know what? This is the problem with having a son, isn't it, Alan?
It is.
Good evening, Kieran, in the chat.
Alright, chaps, thanks for that. Sorry about that. So, 5 minutes left, and it's Boert at the top. Who else would it have been?
Indeed, who else? But I think we will expect a bit of a challenge here to Boert. I mean, certainly the times we've been seeing have been very, very close between the top 10. We're looking at, you know, no more than a second between them.
Yes.
So now that I'm in the server again, I can once again start to have a look at who's who in the zoo with Jacques leading the way, as you say, on a 46-0. I'm surprised that he hasn't dropped into the 45s yet. We were seeing that he was kind of doing 45s for fun on hard tyres in practice. So to watch out for, guys. Although there's kind of 5 minutes left to practice.
Yep.
Although I see Jacques is actually qualifying on hard tyres. So I wonder if he's either... And there we go, 45.8, as we were saying.
Yep, he was now just 3/10 as you were talking. I was watching the Delta, and there it was. He's just come in for something and going out again with 4.5 minutes. 45.7, but look at that. Lionel Clue has just gone to the top with a 1:45.7.
Oh, that is a fantastic lap time. That really is good. That is a really good lap time from Lionel there. Well, very well done to him. We'll see if that stays that way. Jacques Boert has of course gone straight out again. Got Matthew Boy in third. But if you look at that, third, fourth, and fifth. I mean, there's not even a 10th in that.
No. Yep. It's close, man.
So these guys are pushing hard, and as I say, I mean, it's a long track, Silverstone. Very long track, and the fact that we're seeing these guys so close together just shows you how close I think they are to the ultimate performance of these vehicles.
Totally. As I usually do, I just do a quick little R&D before each of these races. Silverstone track now 34 years old, been running as in this situation or location at least since 1986, and the current real official F3 lap time is a 1:49.7.
Sure.
We're a slight 4.5 seconds quicker than that on our sim rigs here. So guys are going quick here.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean the during the solidarity race, guys were talking about, you know, going sort of 2 seconds a lap quicker than the actual lap record for the GT3 cars, and
Yes.
it's I really subscribe to the view that, you know, because it is a sim race, or is a sim, you can push a lot harder with very little consequences. So you can find, you know, the ultimate performance of the vehicle. You're not, you know, risking millions of dollars worth of equipment.
True, very true.
See,
Okay.
we've got quite a lively chat so far this evening, which is fantastic. Welcome
Yes.
to everybody. Charles Randall being very generous to my driving abilities. I promise I'm not that good, Charles, but thank you for that. Sas van der Vesthuizen saying he can barely put a clean lap together at a 1:55. So Sas, I found with these single seaters, the key, I mean, almost more than any other car, the key really is seat time, and just, you know, putting in those laps and trying not to push the car too hard.
Yeah.
Really building into it, and that's why I think Silverstone is such a great track for single seaters, because it has, when you get into it, it's got one of the best flows of any track for single seat, you know, high downforce vehicles. So I really encourage you to just keep at it and start chipping away slowly at that time. I mean, don't even really worry about the time too much. Just get the flow of the track going. You know, as soon as you stop spinning the car and locking up and making really big mistakes like that, suddenly you'll find where the time is almost naturally. It's strange how it comes.
Yes, that's one of the latest new guys who have just joined the SRS Discord and server channel and our racing league, and he placed an order from one of the local retailers and got his G29, which apparently arrived today. So I'm sure we'll see him live on the tracks with us very soon. Just watching Andrew Walbolt here with a minute left, and he's going 4 tenths up on his delta. So there's a little bit of an improvement.
Yeah, let's have a quick look. I mean, Lionel Clue's still top of the pops here.
Yep.
Flirting with his delta at the moment as well. Jacques Buerta as well, also. Right there. Matthew Boy as well. I mean, any of these guys, any of the top 4. Lawrence Sterner, 2 tenths quicker at the moment, going through cops.
Got him.
So he's a man to watch. He did just run wide there. I wonder if he may have invalidated his lap time.
Nick, how good is this view from of Maggots and Beckett's? With this,
it's fantastic.
This is awesome, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've watched Formula One live through there, and it's just incredible how the cars change direction. You believe genuinely it's physics defying. Corne Breed, they're improving to a 46.2. I mean, look how close these oaks are, like really. As we go into overtime.
Lawrence has lost time on that lap. He's gone down now.
Yeah, but Jacques Buerta 2 tenths up now. Jacques really pulling it out right towards the end as he goes down the hanger straight.
Okay.
So this could be our pole lap. 2.5 tenths now. Can he make it stick? He managed just to keep the car together over those horrible bumps as you enter Stowe.
Yep. Here we come through Vale and Club now. This is quite a tight section. You've got to keep the car in a straight line here.
Yeah, he's kind of lost overall though. He lost 2 tenths through there. Looks like he's not going to improve. It's going to be close, but no cigar, I'm afraid. Unlucky Jacques. Seems like second place.
Oh dear. Copo's had a disconnect of the server.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Hopefully he gets back in time.
Yes.
Unlikely though, considering how many have finished.
I think that's it. These are the only 2. Neil Berger's on a lap and Corne Breed, and neither of them are quick. So.
And Antipas, I think he might. I mean, he's going to have to throw it through the last couple of corners, but he's 4/10 slower at the moment.
Okay.
See Engine Governor in the chat saying go point blank. Yeah, indeed. The big news from the point blank side, of course, is that we've had a couple more drivers join us. With both Marmegi a couple of races ago now, and Jan Spammers. Big welcome to Jan to the point blank team.
Yep. Nick, give me 2 secs. We're going to just quickly do an air break here because they finished, buddy. Just give us 2 seconds. Right, we're back online. I think they've left already.
They have indeed. We are off and running. Jacques Butt already challenging for the lead there. We're going side by side through the loop. Jacques trying to go around the outside, unlikely to find, but he gets really good drive. He gets very, very good drive, forcing Sterner to go very narrow as we go on the Wellington straight, and Butt is all over Stone. He's going to go up the inside through Booklands. A great move there. Great move to take first place. And it looks like it really looks like our pole sitter Clue. He's fallen all the way back to 6th, and him and Ryan de Azevedo are really having a battle now for that 6th spot. Clue's now down to 7th. I wonder if he's taken a little bit of damage there.
Possibly.
As we see, they look like Sterner running wide, followed by Matthew Boy. So these guys,
look at this. Here they come.
Really pushing hard on this first lap. It really does make a difference if you can grab a couple of places. But see, Jacques Buerta, as we've seen over the season, a couple of seasons, he's really got his race setup completely dialed in. As Matthew Boy now comes under pressure from Skuman. It looks like Skuman's got Matthew Boy, although he's run. Oh no, he's not quite run wide.
Yeah, they're next
Matthew
to each
Boy,
other. Yeah.
Yeah, Matthew Boy struggling at the start of this race. We have seen that a couple of, you know, on a few occasions.
Yep.
At the start of races. Let's see if Matthew can get himself settled into his rhythm, because we know he's quick. In the number 300. As we go through farm, he's going to start to look at once again tackling Morris. As we see Jan Spammers diving up the inside and grabbing 7th place. That was a fantastic move, really great move, and he's already flying ahead. Lionel Clue, I think, must have some damage. He's falling back at a fast rate here. Yeah.
We're watching him at the moment. Just he's in amongst the. Ooh, there's a big slide just behind him there. Bus, I think Swanepoel or Antipas, but they're going again. So already everyone's kind of stretching out a little bit, but there are dices all the way. It's Antipas having a really bad time back there, and I think Marmegi as well, who's actually struggling.
We saw Marmegi disconnect right at the end, but he is back in the race.
He is back and going. Yep.
Absolutely, which is fantastic. In 12th, Charles Randall in the chat asking what happened to Lionel. Honestly, we didn't actually see. It looked like Jacques Buerta has had a spin. Jacques Buerta has had a spin, everybody. He's fallen all the way down to 7th now. Likely to lose out to Lionel Clue as well. He has. It looked like coming onto the hanger straight. I imagine he just touched, put a rear wheel or something onto the grass and just spun the car around.
Okay.
So he's really got a fight on his hands now. We've seen Jacques make a few mistakes early in races before, or actually more likely get tangled up in an incident. But he's always come back strong. So I'm expecting big things from Jacques again. But actually, sorry, back to Lionel. It looked to me, from what I saw, like him and Jacques went wheel to wheel into the first corner, and somehow Lionel lost out. Whether that was a little bit of contact or just going so defensive that others were able to really capitalize. But we think he's got damage, so he must have hit something somewhere along the line.
Right. So currently, Lawrence Sterner in the lead with a healthy 1.5 second gap, as you can see here over Skuman. Nick, I can tell you from my system, we have Lawrence Stern, Matthew Boy, Lionel Klue, Jacques Botha, Dirk Swanepoel, Mike McGeer, Neil Berger, Peter Geldenhuys, Hannes van Wyk, all of them on hards and everyone else on medium. So pretty much it's almost a 50-50, maybe about a 40-60 hards to medium selection at the moment.
That's very, very interesting. And first, as you say, first and third running on hards. Jacques Botha, of course, was right up there, and so is Lionel Klue. Yes. So those two guys, 7th and 8th, out of position, technically, also on the hards. So interesting split strategies we've got going on here, but possibly, Maurice Skuman, somebody to watch on the mediums. It'll be interesting to see if those start to cook, or what happens there, as we're again watching Jan Spammers in a bit of a sandwich here between Ryan de Azevedo and Lionel Klue. So Lionel Klue, after a disastrous start, has now started to climb back. He's certainly seemed to find his rhythm again. I thought Jacques Botha would be, after we saw him slip all the way back, would be all over the back of Lionel Klue, but we're not seeing that at the moment, and in fact Lionel's the one on the attack now.
Exactly. That gap is, it's as you can see, it's 2.6 seconds between Lionel and Jacques. But Lionel definitely putting the pressure on. Here we got a change happening. Azevedo ran a bit deep there, and Spammers is right on his in his rear wing here, and they're going to be getting a draft going up through Cops and going up towards Maggots and Beckett's, definitely.
And I see in the YouTube chat that Black Widow Racing is issuing an official statement on Lionel Klue. There was actually no damage at all. He had a gearing problem, so I'm not sure how he's managed to solve that. Possibly that to me sounds like a hardware issue more than something wrong with his setup or whatever. But he's certainly on the move and has taken Jan Spammers. Although Spammers is coming back to him, back against him on the hanger straight. Trying to go around the outside, unlikely to happen, but that is a move, Spammers. Well done.
Right around the outside.
I tell you what, that was big kahuna's time.
That was. Sure.
Fantastic racing from those two drivers, and well done, Spammers, for not taking it lying down. Took the got the undercut there, and got a better drive out onto the hanger straight and really made it work around the outside. Top notch.
A bit further back here, Walker. He was right up the back now of Mashigo back in Div A. Great to see him back here.
Absolutely. Fantastic to have him. He certainly impressed the first race. I saw was running in the top 10 for a lot of it. Seemed to have a few, shall I call it, rookie problems, which is to be expected. Fuel issues and a couple of spins and some damage and things like that. But fantastic to have him back. And I think Walker has a wonderful livery as well. I think I'd like to point that out after a couple of the comments in the YouTube saying how good the liveries are looking, and I couldn't agree more.
Very true. Nick, watch this. We're on board with Cornet Briet, and look how close these guys are.
Oh yeah.
They are.
This is someone running wide there. I think Ryan de Azevedo.
Yeah, de Azevedo and Klue both ran wide. Here they come, all four of them.
And Spammers has profited from that. He's got Ryan. He's taken Ryan, so Spammers really on the charge now. Really doing well. Puts point blank in 3rd and 5th. Great stuff as we go through Stone. You can see Spammers is now starting to close up onto Bread after making that opportunistic move on Ryan. Ryan, remember, ran a little bit wide, and Spammers had him for breakfast.
Yep. But they're all still close. If you look back, I mean, Clue is there's been a change.
Yep. Buerta, I think Clue spun or something because he's just lost 3 places, and Buerta has gained.
Yeah, here they are here coming through Farm Curve into Village. He's still with them, so I think he just ran wide, and Antipas took advantage of that. Oh, we've got 4 cars here, nose to tail. This is very close racing.
Yeah, it's wonderful. It really is good to see these guys racing so hard, so close, and so fairly.
We've got Mr. Peter Geldernace in an early pit stop.
I wonder if that's strategy or he's having some other problems. I'd expect this only 10 minutes in. I'd expect that to be unscheduled, but possibly a changing of strategy from Peter.
So Lionel's just gone past Antipas, but he hasn't. Yeah. He's not letting him go. Ooh, next to each other as they go around.
Cops.
Yep. You can see them coming into Maggots and Beckett's, and they're still pushing. Everyone's pushing, and they're relatively close. That's the thing, Nick. If you make one bad kind of drive through Maggots and Beckett's or any of these fast corners, the train of cars are going to catch you very quickly.
Absolutely, and that's why I want to get back to my talk about the flow of this track. As we see Jacques Buerta losing out to Ryan down the Hanger Straight, I think. No, further on actually, and Lionel Clue gaining now. Yeah, the flow of this track is just so important, as you say. I mean, you get your entry into one corner wrong, and suddenly you're paying for it through not an additional corner, but 3 additional corners, and that it stacks up so quickly.
Yes. Yeah, just watching Andrew Walbolt, our new member in Paterson Works Racing. He really struggled after the last race at the Imola San Marino Grand Prix. He was really down about his pace, but his lap times and his pace is really good here today. And he said this is going to be a little bit of payback, and he's going to do his best to drive up into the top 10 and try and get a good result here. So let's see how he goes.
I tell you what, so far so good. So 33 minutes to go. But he's really making a good go of it, as to say, in 11th place currently. Yep. And guys must also remember that there are tracks that are going to suit you better than others.
100%. Yep.
Yeah, I certainly know there are some tracks out there that I just fundamentally struggle with, and I have to put in a huge amount of effort just to try and pretend to hang on to some of the guys.
I was watching Young Spammers come through the first part of Maggots. The first left, then it's the right, then the first left of Beckett's, and he goes almost straight line right through that apex corner. He's almost missing it. So I don't know if that's a different line he takes, or I'm not too sure. It looks a little bit. He's almost kind of out of control of the car through that third apex. And
Maggots work for him up in 5th.
That's true. That's a pure timings complex going through there. You get it wrong and you miss your line through there, you're going to be in a world of trouble.
Cornet Bread all over the back of Matthew Boy at the moment.
Totally.
He's going to be looking to slipstream through down the Wellington.
There's your corner coming up.
There's my corner.
Matthew Boy going defensive.
Yeah. Good driving there by Matthew. Although running a bit wide there.
Yes.
Ooh. and so is Cornet. Really got to keep tight through that corner.
Yeah, we'll watch them.
Quite a frustrating one.
Let's see them go up now and head up towards Peacocks and go up to Maggots and Beckett. You'll see this is it's so fast through here in comparison to our GT3 cars. It's incredible to watch.
So flick it down.
Yep.
Get through the left, and this is the crucial one. Through Beckett's.
Look at that. He got good drive there on Matthew's car. He's closed in a bit.
You've got to really watch out for those bumps though, because it can throw the car off, and even the AstroTurf there can be quite slippery. So you've got to watch out that it doesn't compromise your drive then. But obviously, Cornet showing us how it's done. It really paid off for him. Matthew missing an apex as well, allowing Cornet to catch up.
147.8 race pace. Spamer's 147.5 to a 147.3. Oh my word.
That's good.
Antipas a 146.9.
Wow. Antipas in 9th place here. Really showing what he's got at the moment.
Got another guy, Swanepoel, in the pit. Also could be a two-stop strategy possibly. Yeah, you were saying before the race, Nick, about the amount of fuel you'd have to carry for this long track, and maybe this is forcing a two-stop strategy, Nick.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I really wouldn't be surprised to see a two-stop strategy here. You know, one of the biggest things with any single-seat race car is weight, and you know, obviously the more fuel you carry, the slower you're going to go. But it really affects single-seat race cars way more than any GT3 car or anything like that, which are already so heavy to start with. So, you know, if we're going to see a two-stop strategy, I could absolutely see it here. Matthew Boy looks to have lost out to Cornet Breed now, and he's got Jan Spammers all over the back of him.
Yep.
Of course, newly teammates. We'll see what happens when these two go head to head. Looks like we have Maurice Skuman, who's suddenly lost 2 places there. So I don't know if he had a problem or if he's running out of fuel or what the story is, but he looks to be going very slowly.
He was going very slowly up Hanger, and I think he maybe got it very wrong through Maggots and Beckett's and possibly even Chapel, and came off the rough and everyone just went right past him. You're right, he dropped 3 positions there.
I mean, once again, your points hammering home there, 151, so yeah, he really lost a lot of time. Must have had, as you say, an incident, but yeah, one mistake, and suddenly that's positions absolutely out the window. Of course, meantime, Lawrence Stern really pulling out the gap here at 7.5 seconds.
7.5 seconds. So Jacques Buerter is slowly coming back into the game here. He's up into 6. Here he is. Also going past Mr. Skuman here. So this is a big drive back for Jacques Buerter.
Yeah, already up into 5th there.
Yep.
Great move by Jacques. Really good move. Making it stick.
Another driver in the pit, Neil Berger. So we've had 3 kind of pretty much similar lap count early pit stops that look at possibly a short and long, or else, you know, 2 pit stops.
Yeah, at this stage now of the race, I mean, we've got a 45-minute race, so we're 20 minutes in. Sure, if you're going to be doing 2 stops, then there's going to be quite a splash and dash. So I think most of the top guys are going to be trying to make a 1-stopper work for them. Although, as I said, I'd love to see a 2-stop, because I think this is possibly the race to make it happen. And we can see Jacques Buerter 0.4 of a second quicker on his Delta 5/10 now.
Yeah, half a second. Nick, I don't think realistically you would have a 5+ second kind of improvement in lap times if you were running 10 litres versus 30 litres in one of these cars. It wouldn't. Surely you couldn't justify that amount of a time difference, or see that amount of time difference at least.
Yeah, you're probably right, Alan. I'm Jacques Buerter with a 46.7. It looked like there. Yeah, I'm probably I'm probably just being hopeful, I think. But as our fearless leader Jason Holden-Jones has said in the chat, it's wonderful to see something other than GT3 cars out on track, and I've got to absolutely agree with him. And also, I'd like to throw in that these guys have really worked hard at getting these F3 cars, you know, up running, reliable, and really starting to produce some fantastic world-class racing now.
Yes, and to look right.
Absolutely. I mean, I'd like to say that the start of the year, that first season, we saw a lot of incidents and just mistakes from drivers who were unused to it. Now, these guys are properly dialed in. We're seeing very few mistakes, and the small mistakes that are happening, guys are really getting punished for it. Because the racing is now so close.
And I think also with the growth of the various teams, Flying Gypsies, etc., these guys are putting good-looking liveries together, and the drivers are feeling at home, let's put it that way, in their various teams. You know, they're feeling part of the bigger picture, and it's helping all of them to actually improve in their own driving as well.
Oh, definitely, and they're absolutely pushing each other. I mean, you look at on track right now, Jan Spammers is trying to put a move on Matthew Boy. Oh, fantastic racing by the two of them. Both of them, by the way, were on their fastest laps of the race and battling. Obviously, with Jan trying a move, that has changed. Jacques Buerter in the pits, guys. Jacques Buerter in the pits.
Yep.
Who I assume is our championship leader at this stage.
I think so, yes. A bit of a lock-up there from Matthew Boy.
Going down to 9th place at this stage, but of course remember top and losing down to 12th now. But remember, certainly one of the first top guys to jump into the pits. So Buerter now out the pits and hoping he won't have too much traffic to work his way through, coming out just behind Rob Walker.
Just on board at the moment watching Jan Spammers, who is seriously harassing Matthew Boy for 3rd place overall. They're very close here, and I suspect these guys are also going to be diving into the pits in the next lap or two.
Absolutely. I hope these two oaks have maybe had a little bit of a chat beforehand to say what's going to happen on track. You know, no point teammates taking each other out. Of course, they're not like it's not like they have to double stack in pit stops or anything weird like that. Yeah. But saw Marius Skuman there with a bit of a slide, and has lost about a second worth of time, but kept the car pointing the right direction. Now coming under pressure though, slowly from Ryan. As you say, Jan Spammers all over the back, and in fact, Corne Briet is now. There we go. Spammers in. Spammers is in. That's I think that's a good call from Spammers. He clearly knows he's quicker than Matt, so he's backing himself to take the undercut.
Skuman, Clue, and Spammers, all of them in.
Yeah.
See, they were in a bit of traffic there, so this makes entire sense because they're going to come out into a bit of open space and they're going to go like the wind, and as you say, possibly undercuts are afoot as we watch.
Absolutely, that really seemed like a quick pit stop from Jan Spammers.
I agree.
That seemed almost suspiciously so. I hope he's got his pit stop strategy right because he was flying. But all of those drivers jumping into the pits showing, you know, great cunning and racecraft. Remember, racecraft is not just about how you drive the car; it's also about what the decisions you make out on track in the heat of the moment.
True.
I think all of those drivers showing, you know, excellent calm heads on their shoulders.
Yeah. Look at this, Lawrence Stern, a whole world away from the field at the moment. The best part of 11.5 seconds.
Yeah, I tell you, he wasn't so quick in qualifying, and certainly was never looked to be, you know, going to go for pole position, or even top 3 seemed a bit odd. But in race pace, he had not put a wheel wrong, and he is absolutely flying.
Just watching Mike McGear chasing Andrew Walbolt as they're going through Nuggets and Beckett's. These guys are quite close. Dirk Brand right behind Mike McGear here in the John Player Special livery.
just having a look at who's gone on to sort of what tyres. Of course, we saw Jacques pitting. He's come back out on the hards. He's not switched. Lionel Clue's also on the hards, hasn't switched as well. Jan Spammer's on the mediums. I think he was on the mediums before, though. Got to be honest.
So.
Couple more guys jumping into the pits. Andy and Dirk.
Let's just watch Dirk stop here. We'll see how quick his stop is in comparison to
yes,
the previous chaps.
Yeah, to Spammers, who we thought had quite a quick stop, suspiciously so. So Dirk has had a bit of a torrid time so far this race. He was running quite high up at one stage, and a couple of mistakes has really thrown him down into the hotly contested mid-pack.
Well, they both come out more or less the same gap as they went in by the looks of things.
Yep.
So
slick pit stops.
Very.
I mean, again, it's something that that's gone farming.
Oh dear.
Saying hello to the ambulance drivers.
Sorry, Peter. As I got you on camera, you did a little thing there for us, a little jig. Big gaps all the way along now, except for Jacques Buerter, who is, look at this, on the back of Rob Walker.
I tell you what, we've got some brave people watching in the chat. Aaron going to go make a snack. I mean, you've probably missed a world's worth of racing in that time, Aaron. It's been all go here. Lawrence Stone in the pits, guys, and Cornet Bread, both our leader and Ryan. Ryan's also in the pits. Matthew Boy running long again. The man loves to run a long first stint. He really does. I wonder if he's going to go to 15 minutes.
Yeah, let's see. He goes fast now.
Pit for a 46.8. That is a quick time.
Very.
46.8 is a good time there. So Matthew Boy goes into the lead.
Lawrence Stone. Yep.
Yeah, hot on his heels. There's about 4.5 seconds between them. So obviously Matthew's not going to come out, and he does make his pit stop. It's unlikely to come out ahead unless somehow, that lightweight car of his now is going to set the world on fire. But
yeah,
I see pit stops happening left, right, and centre. Mike McGear as well. Machigo is all the way up into 7th. I imagine he hasn't had his pit stop. Yeah, I think he's probably not had his pit stop yet.
No. Is it a possibility you could do this race in one stop, or is the pit stop a compulsory thing?
Or it depends. I don't know what the literage of these cars is.
Okay.
So it depends. It looked like, from what the drivers were telling me, you need about 3 liters per lap. And then, so I imagine you need at least 90, maybe 100 liters worth of fuel. And I don't know, maybe somebody in the chat can tell me what literage these cars can take.
Yeah.
But that'll give us possibly our answer.
There's a Vado running 8th place here, half a second behind Mashiga, with Mr. Clue just behind him. Antipas into the pits as Matthew Boyd does a 47.1 and stays out.
We must have a look. So Stern has done a 2:06, but of course that was his out lap. We must keep a very close eye as to what he does next time around.
Yeah. Mashiga's just bombed into the pit. Sorry, Nick.
No, that's all right. I was going to say the same thing. So I see a few guys gaining because of it.
Oh, it's all chopping and changing.
I tell you what, that's what really makes this 45-minute race format that Ryan Hill has pioneered, and I think he's got it absolutely spot on. Other guys, there's a little bit of pit stop strategy in terms of maybe not necessarily 2 stops, but certainly what we're seeing is some guys doing short then long, some half and half, and then some long and short, and it's not a clear-cut thing as to what is the absolute best strategy.
Yes.
It's almost like what happens to be best on the day, based on race incidents, if you're involved in anything, what your pace is like, all of those things. Yeah. So Barry Mayer, there we go. Thank you, Barry. I appreciate that.
Thanks,
Just
mate.
short of about 6 liters to make a full stint of 45 minutes, and that plays straight into the hands of our race strategist Ryan Hill, who's clearly worked that out. You can't make 45 minutes on a full tank, and therefore.
Right. So he's forcing the issue that a pit stop must be done to make this more exciting, which is on the money. It's perfect. I mean, it's great racing. Every race we've watched, there's been chopping and changing throughout the pit stop period, and the final results reflect different results from the start of the race.
Absolutely, and Matthew Boy's now in the pits.
Okay.
Lawrence Sterner's already gone past, but we expected that, of course. Really what we're watching is kind of, is he going to be able to leapfrog Jan Spammers or even Corne Breed? But Jan Spammers, second place. He was in fourth behind Matthew Boy. Look at that for strategy.
He's just gone through now, and Breed's gone through, and Skuman's gone through. So
That is
Matthew either had a bad lap or he had a long stop, but he's gone second to fifth.
Well, Jan Spammers' last lap was a 47.1, so, or almost a 47.2, so I think, he's managed to come out and on heavy fuel and new tyres to kind of the same lap time that Matthew Boy was doing on low fuel and old tyres, so definitely worked out in his favour.
Just watching Jacques Bourtier go past Andoni Antipas.
Yeah, good move. He likes to make a move through
Nick corner.
Yeah, also known as Brooklands, I think.
I see Antipas having a few ping issues there. His car's looking a little bit jerky, and as you can see, so I think he's got a bad ping rate again behind Jacques Bourtier. There's Avedo running a clean race in 8th place.
Yeah, I remember the man who finished second at Imola. That track clearly suited his driving style. Maybe struggling a little bit more here, but still solidly in the top 10. And I tell you, the pit stops have certainly shaken things up a bit. I thought Jacques Bourtier was all the way up to 5th before the pit stop started, and he's now down in 7th. Lionel.
Sorry, Nick. He's not far down. He's within a second of Mr. Clue, so he's not that far back.
Yeah, I mean, to me, is Lionel somebody who's gained a lot in the pit stops? I feel like he wasn't as high as 6th as the pit stop started. Matthew Boy, probably one of our bigger losers in the pit stop strategy, or in the pit stop, section of the race, where he's now down to 5th, and he was running in 3rd. And looks like he's really under pressure now from Skuman. No, not Skuman, sorry, Clue. Which again is, it's odd. You'd imagine Matthew the freshest of the tyres, and look at that, going hammer and tongs, trying to go around the outside of Brooklands. Unlikely to happen. Matthew very wise there, but again runs wide through Luffield. You've got to keep tighter through Luffield.
He holds the position, but Lionel's right there. Make no mistake.
Absolutely. And I think what Matthew really needs to do is turn those tyres on and use the fact that running wide. That's Commentator's curse through Cops. Doesn't lose out too badly again, but again Lionel's now all over the back. And then there through going into Beckett's, you see just not the right line, and now. Lionel with a better run. Now Matthew's under pressure. Now he's really under pressure.
Big defensive line down the inside here.
Lionel forcing it properly up the inside. Can Matthew go around the outside? He can't. Can't pull a Spammers. Or can he pull a Spammers? He's got the inside line into Vale.
No, there's no breaking down there.
Yeah, no, he's fortunately lost out, and now he's got
Jacques on his case here.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's historically has not been something he wanted. This will be a brave move. Matthew gave him the space, knew he'd lost out there as well. So unfortunately, that's another 2 places for Matthew.
Well, we'll see how it goes here.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's struggling maybe to switch those tyres on after his pit stop or get back into the rhythm, what's going on there. But we've got corner bread all over the back of the Spammers right now. The gap is only 0.2 of a second. So Spammers, remember, gained a whole bunch of places in the pit stops. Or gained 2, I should say, and that's a lot when you're fighting at the sharp end of the field.
Maybe in the pits, down in 17th. Well, Brett on the outside here through car.
Yeah, not gonna happen around the outside there, I'm afraid.
I must say,
eyes to it.
I'm very impressed with the new guys that have joined recently. They're bringing with a pile of experience. Jan Spammers and Lionel Clue, etc. These guys must have raced elsewhere or maybe in another league somewhere, but you know, they've come in and they're on the button straight away.
They are, absolutely. They've really impressed early on.
So, top 10, and we have the youngster Andrew who promised to get us a top 10, and here he is in 10th place.
With 10 minutes to go.
With 10 minutes to go, and he's chasing Antipas for 9th. He's only 1 second off the pace and doing really well.
And
just be.
Was it just me, or was Antipas in the sort of quite happily in the 46s for a while at race pace? So it's strange to me still that he's in. I want to say only in 9th. I mean, 9th is a great position, top 10. That's fantastic, but. You know, maybe his consistency is not quite right there. Not able to pull those fast laps out every single time. But certainly Andy... Ooh. Looks like he hit the curb a little bit there. Andy doing very, very well.
Dirk Swanepoel in the pits. It's a second stop for him, I'm sure.
That is a second stop for Dirk. I don't think that is planned with 10 minutes to go. That would be odd. Yeah.
Matthew Boy fighting back here, trying to hang on to the back end of Jacques.
Yeah, I remember he running wide again in the cops. Doesn't gain you anything. Remember we saw Matthew give up the place to Jacques. Felt he didn't have. Felt Jacques was much quicker at that stage. As you see Jacques kicking up some dust through Chapel. Very brave, and there you go. Here. That's the result. That's the result. Should be easy game for Matthew. Just close it off, Matt. Don't let him get the inside. Oh, he's going around the outside. Now he's going to have to go through Vale up the inside, but I think he's got it done this time. Yeah, he's got it done. Ooh. Oh no, he's completely outbraked himself.
Completely. Oh no.
Oh no, and then collected Ryan.
Oh, that was bad.
Who saw the opportunity. Unfortunately, I don't think Matt had any clue that Ryan was there and was just completely concentrating on Jacques. So that's very unfortunate for Ryan. That's really, I have a feeling, definitely Matt's fault there, I think, but yes. Unlikely to have been intentional.
I see our chief is on the YouTube channel, Peter Geldernes. He's just joined. He doesn't understand it. Running with low pings and then just a disconnect. And sorry, Peter, I do feel for you. It's happened to both myself and Kieran, running 2.5 millisecond ping rates, and the next thing we disconnected. I can't put my finger on it. So terrible luck there, buddy.
Yeah, unfortunate. It is, of course, why we have the skip round for the championship. Yes. Or issues just like that, but it is always gut-wrenching when it does happen.
So at the moment, these three guys are the closest on the track. There's Azevedo with Antipas and Andy Wolbolt. This is 8th, 9th and 10th. Further down the field, Marmegi in 19th. He is 7/10 behind Hunter, who's 7/10 behind Fenter. So,
yeah,
racing all the way down the field.
Absolutely, and I mean, Marmegi's had a bit of a Bit of a torrid time this race. I feel like he was solid mid-pack in terms of pace, but has had a few incidents, or a couple of mistakes and so on during the race, and it's ended up in 19th. So again, showing you just how close the competition is. Getting into Division 1 is quite a feat these days. Must be the point blank line through Cops there.
Yes.
Seeing both Matt and Marmegi running a bit wide.
Oh, and there's another one. Yep.
But as I say, through Cops, the running wide like that actually doesn't gain you any time. In fact, it loses. It's quite slippery out there. You can't really put the power down. It's definitely on a mistake side of things rather than looking for an advantage.
We had Nick and myself had a chat with Zander Klingen, BWR team captain, just before the race start. We might have a little short interview with him after the race. We're just going to see if we can get this right. It's going to be a little experimental, but let's see if we can do this, Nick.
Yeah, that'll be fantastic. Very bold putting that out there on the stream there, Alan. Certainly backing yourself, which I love. While you're organising that, Jan Spammers is currently doing his fastest lap of the race, 0.3 of a second up on his best, and looking to hunt down Corne Breed at the moment. Only a second between them right now. Corne Breed going very quickly as well, but these two possibly lining up for a bit of a battle. Let's see what Jan does over the line. 46.9, good time. Good lap time there from Jan, and a 46 dead for Marius Skuman behind him. So these guys really pushing, and Jacques Boerter just sets the fastest lap of the race, a 46.2. 46.2, very quick lap time. That would have done nicely for a lot of guys in qualifying. Boerter down in 6th, of course, and having a bit of a recovery drive.
Yes.
We've seen Jacques Boerter do it before, and he's really easily got himself. I'm sure he wouldn't say it was easily, but easily got himself back into the podium paying positions after being punted out or making a mistake or whatever the case is before. This time it's very much a case of the competition so fierce that his ability to jump back and just grab another podium position has certainly been halted today.
Little change around there. McGeer and Mashiga, 12th and 13th. Mark McGeer moving. Ooh! As I click on him, there's contact.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Mashiga's gone back ahead, so we just missed that, but we just saw it, but we just missed it, if you know what I mean. Yes, I think we'll get this right. Nick, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
It does. It looks like I'll be able to bring him into the chat, so just we're going to do this just now.
Wonderful, with 3 minutes left to go, and Jacques Boerter, another fastest lap of the race, 56 dead, almost breaking into the 55s. That is some proper pace from Jacques Boerter at the end of the race. 8/10 behind Lionel Clue. Those two have been joined at the hip this race. No matter what's happened, they've kind of ended up springing back together. Lawrence Sterner, though, still out in front, 11 seconds, followed by Corne Breed and Jan Spammers in 3rd place now.
Jacques Boerter here in 6th, and he's pushing. This gap's down to 0.7 now behind Lionel Clue with 2 minutes 20, so they're going to get 2 laps in from here. Jacques is definitely looking at that 5th place.
Absolutely, he's pushing exceptionally hard. Fantastic to see at the end of the race. Barry throwing all his support behind Neil Berger. 14th position, 5 seconds behind Dirkie Swanepoel, but you never know. You never know.
Yeah, go Neil. soaking up the pressure from Mike McGear behind him, but he's doing well. Just on board with Jacques here, and this. Oh, I saw a little bit of smoke.
That's a mistake. That's a mistake. Lionel running wide. 4 tenths now between them. 3 tenths now.
If it's going to happen, we're going to see this happen, that's for sure.
Yeah, let's see what happens with Marius Skuman as well, even ahead. Oh, Lionel's pulling over. Why is Lionel pulling over? Lionel just gave the position to Jacques.
I'll just shake my head. Me too. I don't see it. I don't know what happened there, but Jacques moved up to 5th. Lionel's gone back to 6th. Has Lionel run out of petrol? No, he's still there.
No, he's still going. I'm really struggling to see that one. Maybe he just didn't. No, I have no idea. I cannot fathom that one, I'm afraid. Maybe he thought it was inevitable. I have no idea.
Or was there earlier contact and he was handing the position back?
I mean, that would have.
We saw.
No, that would have had to be in contact a long time ago.
Yeah.
Because,
true.
You know, these guys have been racing for a while. I don't get it. I'm stumped, I'm afraid. I guess the question now is, can Jacques Boisvercaret catch Marius Skuman? Of course, Jacques won't be thinking about why Lionel did it. Just very happy that he did.
Yeah.
He's not going to stay to nose for some more points.
Never
know. Maybe.
Sorry, man. A 3 tenths, 5 tenths gap here with Rob Walker and Mike McGear, down for 16th, 7th, 15th place.
Fantastic seeing guys battle it out right to the end, up and down the field.
Over the line, Lawrence Stern.
What a fantastic drive from Lawrence Stern. Really, really well done. You can see how happy he is to get that first place. Very, very well deserved from Lawrence Sterner. And Corne Briet as well, bringing that number 3 car home in 3rd position, followed closely by Jan Spammers. A fantastic race by Jan. And Marius Skuman in 4th place. Jacques Buerter. This is not iRacing, Oaks. And then Lionel Clue. Jacques Buerter coming in 5th, of course. Having been gifted that place by Lionel Clue.
Yeah.
Matthew Boy, I'm sure he's going to say that's a disappointing 7th. He was running much higher. Ryan de Azevedo, last time in second position. This time still in the top 10, solid race. Antipas in 9th, and your mate made his promise, kept his promises.
He did well. He got a 10th.
10th place. Dirk Brand, Mashigo, Neil Berger. Although I see Mashigo dropping all the way down for some reason.
Neil Berger, yeah, he gets a 12th. I think Mashigo, he must have spun off.
Close at the end there for the, for 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th, and 15th.
Yeah.
So well done, chaps. Hard fought race. Fantastic racing from everybody. Really, really good stuff.
All right, Nick, you stay with me. I'm going to see if I can try and get this right here.
Don't worry, Alan. I believe in you.
Give me 2 seconds here, my man.
Not a problem. As I say, Silverstone is always one of my favourite tracks for single-seat racing, and it certainly delivered again tonight.
That it did. Just going to do a quick ad break, and then we'll see if we can talk to somebody. Okay, we're back live. We're going to have a quick couple of minutes here with Zander Klingen, who's joined us in the studio. Hi, Zander.
Good evening, gents. How are you?
Excellent.
Yeah, very well, thanks, man. We had a fantastic race. I hope you enjoyed it as well.
Yeah, hi,
I was
Zander.
sitting on the edge of my seats with this quality of driving and the guts these guys have with the passing on the wide edges and with the insight and late braking. But yeah, they've done well, and I'm very proud of everybody.
Absolutely. I mean, your team is really going from strength to strength. Do you wanna give us a little bit of background behind BWR?
BWR started in 2018, and Mr. Geldenhuys from currently now the sim race crew approached me and said, "Come on, jump in with me and let's start something." And I've got this idea of starting up with a small team of 4 drivers. Those days was Raymond Duggan, JP Paul, Robert Walker, myself. And from there we grew strength to strength up to this point where we had to appoint CEOs and team engineers, team management, racing developers, and we have to go another route that we on such a stage that we actually have to split the team in 2 because we're becoming too big now.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen. I mean, you guys have grown so quickly. I don't think I know of another team in the sim race SA league that has grown quite as quickly as BWR. And you certainly have a massive at the GP series, especially with somebody like Jacques Botha, kind of spearheading it.
At the end of the day, it's all about this team's commitment. We work together, we cry together, we fight together, and at the end of the day, it all goes about the fun of it and supporting each other. Yeah. And standing behind each other is, at the end of the day, is the strongest point with BWR. And we help wherever we can, sponsor where we can, and come up with ideas. And it's not just my team. Like I always tell the guys, it's their team as well. So most of the decisions they also take, and we as management just go with it.
Yeah, that's fantastic. That really is fantastic, Zander. And I mean, the results are definitely showing. And I mean, even in the chat, a lot of the guys that we're seeing, the BWR support is there every single race. The guys are behind the drivers, whether they're racing or in that series or not. It's really fantastic to see, and I think you guys should be proud of what you've created.
Thank you very much, man. Yeah, we are proud, and I've been watching these chats. Like you guys saw now, we've got our official YouTube channel now as well. Thank you, Mr. Louis Serfontaine. He's our team manager. And we've seen some chats in here and guys coming up here supporting us that we don't know from anywhere, and we would like to thank the public for that, and we really appreciate the support.
That's amazing, Zander.
That's awesome, Zander.
I'd just love to know where the name Black Widow Racing came from.
It comes actually from my racing days. Normally when we had to put in our names as a nickname or on our cars on the real racetracks and gymkhanas and stuff, I always had a passion for spiders, and Black Widow, seeing that it's a dangerous and venomous spider, yes. I just thought, why not go with that name? And I think at the end of the day, alongside the name, it's actually picking the fruits now lately.
Excellent.
We're actually a team to be reckoned with, and we're upcoming and we're growing strength to strength.
Absolutely. And actually, if I can get one final question for you, how much pressure do you think Jacques Botha is going to be putting on you guys to get a point for fastest lap of the race? Because I see he put in the fastest lap.
At the end of the day, Jacques Botha has been always our he always gives us the the strength to push more from all our other drivers' side, and he always supports us. For the rest of the drivers, he's also a real life race driver, and he always gives us support and help wherever he can, when he can. And the team is looking up to him when it comes to GP and other races as well. And I think he's going to push us harder to work harder at the end of the day, like we always do. And I think from here on forward, team can be proud to look up to him as one of our best drivers in the team, and now take it from there.
No, that's fantastic. That really is great to hear. I had no idea that Jacques was a real life racing driver as well. So fantastic to see him converting that experience on the sim track as well.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And we also like to welcome back Martin Uber. He was also one of our team members last year, one of our biggest sponsors. That he actually sponsored all the entry fees last year for Black Widow Racing.
Oh wow!
So Martin Uber, if you can hear this, thank you very much, sir. Welcome back.
Yeah, definitely. And when are we going to be seeing him in Division 1?
Soon. He's working on it. He just purchased ACC as well.
Oh, good man.
So yeah, we'll be setting up the teams with regards to that. And the new team will be announced very soon. It's already official within our BWR. They will go under the same umbrella. But yeah, that's a surprise to be announced soon.
Excellent.
Epic. That's really good. Actually, can I get one more question? Can I get one more question?
Sure.
The right at the end of the race, we saw Jacques Buerter. It looked like Lionel Klue moved aside for Jacques Buerter. Was that team orders? What happened there?
I was actually waiting to come into the live on air chat here, and then I jumped back. He actually missed the gear there when I dialed into the team. He gave me feedback that he missed the gear. I think his finger slipped or something on his wheel.
Okay.
That's the reason he gave the place over to Jock, not holding him up.
Okay, that makes sense because it really did look like he pulled over, and I wondered if there was some team orders going on there for the championship, or what was it?
Team orders was that they need to work together and decide between themselves what they're going to do.
Well, certainly looked like they did that, and very much a shout out to Lionel Klue there for not holding up his teammate and really, towing the BWR line.
Yeah.
As like I said, it's their team as well. They need to make the decisions on track. We're not actually in the wheel. But yeah, next season we will definitely have them together. As Roel Posma had to retire due to health issues. So Lionel Klue will be taking over Roel Posma alongside Jacques Buerter team.
Okay.
Excellent. I wish you guys all the best of luck, and certainly for the championship as well.
Thank you very much, and thank you for the interview. I really appreciate it, and thank you once again to the community for the support. And for anybody that's want to join sim racing, they're more than welcome to sign up to SRSA as well. And then if they're looking for a team, BWR's doors are open. Like I said, we have enough space. We're splitting up into 2 teams now, and yeah, you can take it from there.
Wonderful.
Cool,
Thank you very much, Zander.
Thank you very much, Nick. Thanks, Alan.
No problem, man. Thanks for coming
Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Jason.
Absolutely.
All right,
Big thank
man.
you to Jason for making this
And
all happen.
BWR, I'm very proud of you guys. I'm very, very proud of you. Thank you, guys.
Cheers, Zander.
Cheers.
Nick, thanks for joining me tonight in the booth as well, my man. It was great having you with us as usual, and I think it bodes well for the future.
Yeah, not a problem, Alan. This was once again absolutely fantastic, and these drivers are going from strength to strength. The competition is getting fiercer every single time, and for us as viewers, it's just making it all that much better.
Totally good. All right, we will catch up with you possibly. I think we online on Wednesday for the Div 2, unless something else is going on. But we'll keep you updated on the official Discord channels. Thanks everyone. Thanks for watching on the YouTube channel, and see you soon. Cheers all. Bye.
Ciao.